Now, look, I'm dropping Gintama. I just can't. Okay, so for those of you that were not aware, I did a video like, how long has it been already? Like 2 weeks? 3 weeks? Where I dropped the Gintama manga and I started the Gintama anime. I'm only around like episode 30 and 40. However, I was around like chapter 42 when I dropped the manga. So, you know, I ended up doing a video explaining why I was dropping the manga. It came off as extremely unentertaining, flat, boring. There was like 20 text boxes per like page. And look, as someone who reads Hunter x Hunter, fine, I don't mind that. But it felt like there was no substance whatsoever within the manga. Again, when it comes to something like Gintama, as I mentioned in that video, there are certain things that are essential to the comedy that you just don't get within a manga. And as I said in this video, and I stand by it again today, when I looked at the manga one more time, I wanted to blow my head off. Now, with that being said, let's talk about the anime. Now, I might end up doing a video as to why I prefer manga over anime. Not that I think one is better than the other inherently, but if not, I get that asked a lot as to why I read the mangas and not watch the animes for certain things. I'll just say it right now, usually the mangas, it's a lot quicker for me. I get to pace myself how I want. But now actually getting into the anime, you can consider this like a part 1 review. Once I get to the more serious stuff, I'll probably end up doing a part 2, and then maybe a part 3 on my final thoughts on Gintama as a series. And look, I'm not gonna lie, there was a surprise comment from a specific somebody who I don't think was too happy about my overall thoughts on the Gintama manga. And so if you're watching this, let a brother know. That comment was like 50% the motivation for me to even try the anime. Now, as for the anime, finally took me long enough to get there, goodness. Overall, I think the series nails what the manga was lacking in, especially in the comedic sense. Again, Gintama has a similar style to One Punch Man with its anticlimactic sense of comedy. However, with One Punch Man, I think it comes off as a little more epic early on due to the extreme fights and all of that. In Gintama, it just comes off as a little more peculiar, if that's to put it correctly. Gintama has a sort of humor that, depending on the person, can vary, being that sometimes the jokes can strike as hit or miss. For me, I do find it comical. There are definitely moments that I do like a lot, and it is an anime that relies heavily on its dialogue early on. Therefore, when you read it through a manga, it seems to be unbearable, but through an anime, it's nice because it paces itself well. The voice acting is really well done. The voice actor for Gintoki sounds sick, and the characters overall just come off as a lot more lively in an anime, which I know it's kind of like, well, duh, we told you, Mast, but like in a manga, I can usually like see those personalities and it still comes off well. But the anime just does it so much better. The soundtrack is nice. The way they kind of convey the world of Gintama is also really well done within the anime. Comes off a lot clearer than it does in the manga. And it honestly really has me looking forward to all of the serious stuff, because I heard Gintama has like one arc that's just like perfect. Now, with that being said, it's not that I'm not enjoying the comedy stuff that there is, but I find Gintama to just be at its best when it has those moments that are a little more serious, and it shows to the potential that the series can have and that I hope it does fulfill. Overall, early on, it is a lot of comedy, and it really does come off as, again, something like a One Punch Man, but with less fighting. But there are moments within Gintama that send messages that do what typical shonens tend to do. They have a character with either an emotional backstory or a situation that requires some sort of philosophical change to the way they approach life. And Gintama sends that message beautifully. Like I said in the manga, I will say for the anime, especially with Gintoki, there are moments to his character where it really has you wondering, who in the world is this guy? And based off of all of the hype I've heard about his character, you bet I'm holding him to a really high standard right now. But something that is done like 100 times better in the anime than it did in the manga, for me at least, is again those moments that I pointed out earlier, but this time with the side characters or characters that are only important for an episode. The world building in Gintama, as I kind of said earlier, and the individuals within the world of Gintama make it feel much more alive and give everybody more of a unique personality. Does it a lot better than it did in the manga. A lot more entertaining than it was in the manga. So the Gintama anime is currently what is in my rotation. I'm watching the Gintama anime whilst also watching the Baki anime, and then I'm reading 20th Century Boys. Finally wrapping up Parasite because I've had that on a little bit of a hold for a while. And I'm going to be throwing Fire Punch and Oyasumi Pun Pun into the rotation. So I'm going to be doing a good amount of things throughout the day, but luckily I get to have fun with it thanks to all of you. Honestly, to be able to do something that I enjoy and have fun doing and kind of be able to make that currently my job is just... I can't even express how humbling it really is. This might be one of the only times you hear me say this on this channel, but when it comes to Gintama, I highly recommend the anime. Don't do the manga. Don't. Listen, if you like the manga, oi, hats off to you, but I'm just saying, from me to you, homie to homie, yeah, anime, not the manga for Gintama. But yeah, if you are new to the channel, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Also turn on the bell notifications, that way you're notified when a new video pops up on some of your favorite anime, manga, or whatever content. As always, this has been The Masked Man. Hope everyone has a blessed rest of the day, and peace.